Okay, this is one of those days where everybody needs to take a deep breath. It's Friday, June 27th. It's about 7:30 in the morning. The Supreme Court did not issue a ruling on birthright citizenship this morning. The Supreme Court did not make any decisions on birthright citizenship this morning. The Supreme Court made a decision about lower federal courts, district courts, being able to issue nationwide injunctions. That was the issue before the court this morning, not birthright citizenship. So let's talk about nationwide injunctions real quick. Interestingly, the court did not address this issue at any point in time during Joe Biden's presidency, when Republicans and Republican groups were flocking to the Northern District in Texas with Judge Matthew Kacsmaryk to get nationwide injunction after nationwide injunction on all kinds of things that Republicans love and Democrats hate. Matthew Kacsmaryk famously was the district court judge. I think he's in Amarillo, Texas. I think he's the only district judge in that district. And so we saw some pro-life groups and other folks like that move their national headquarters to Amarillo, Texas, so that they could have proper venue and jurisdiction and file for nationwide injunctions in his court. Judge Matthew Kacsmaryk is a white Christian nationalist of the worst kind, infuses 2025 version of Republican Jesus Christianity in most of his work, and very famously issued a nationwide ban on abortion-related medication, mifepristone, which was then halted by the Supreme Court. That his ban, that's an example of a nationwide injunction. Everybody on the left who's freaking out about this ruling is apparently supportive of what Judge Matthew Kacsmaryk did in that case in issuing a nationwide injunction against mifepristone. Democrats abuse this shit too. During Trump's first term, there were any number of cases filed in the Northern District of California in San Francisco to get nationwide injunctions against things that Donald Trump was doing during his first term. Obviously, I'm not saying that the two sides are the same, but I am saying that both sides have figured out how to abuse this part of our judicial system. And that needed to be addressed because it just becomes a cycle of bullshit. If there's a Democratic president in office, then Republicans are going to file all kinds of shit in Amarillo, Texas. If there's a Republican president, then Democrats are going to file all kinds of shit in San Francisco. And everybody's going to get their nationwide injunctions on all their favorite little pet issues. That needed to be addressed. And that is what the court was attempting to address today. Again, it is not a ruling on birthright citizenship. I haven't read it yet, but I know that that was not the issue that was before the court when oral argument took place. Now, from what I understand, the court is trying to kind of split hairs a little bit. The nationwide injunction as it used to exist doesn't really exist in that form anymore. They seem to have done away with those as we knew them. And again, they were a problem. They just were. And that needed to be addressed. But I think, just in thinking about this a little bit, and again, I haven't even read the opinion yet, but I think, because I'm busy today, I have a writing deadline, I think there are going to be massive downstream consequences for this. Because there are some nationwide injunctions in place right now against some things that Donald Trump has done. The DOJ is going to file motions in those cases in those various courts, probably by Monday at the latest, to get those nationwide injunctions lifted. So I'm not sure about, it's like, do these, well, I found a couple of quotes from the opinion. The opinion was written, so here's what I do know. The opinion was written by Justice Amy Coney Barrett. And because the majority didn't go far enough, we, of course, get concurring opinions from Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito. The three liberal justices, Justice Sotomayor, Kagan, and Jackson, all dissented. And, but one thing, here's the crux of the majority's opinion. The court wrote that universal nationwide injunctions likely exceed the equitable authority that Congress has granted to federal courts. Federal courts do not exercise general oversight of the executive branch. That is true. They resolve cases and controversies consistent with the authority Congress has given them, meaning specific discrete issues. When a court concludes that the executive branch has acted unlawfully, the answer is not for the courts to exceed their power as well. So I'll be curious to read this whole decision when I get time at some point this weekend. But everybody whose hair is on fire right now on the left, take a breath, calm down, go outside, walk around the block, and let's process this for a couple of days until we can actually understand what it is. And, any content creators on the left who are going to be making clickbaity videos with their hair on fire to drive clicks and views, fuck you guys. Because you don't understand this any more than I do at this point. And I'm a lawyer. So everybody just simmer down, okay? Everybody just simmer down. I mean, it's like, everybody on the right, when COVID hit, they became vaccine experts and virus experts, and they knew more than doctors and nurses and scientists and data. And there are a lot of people like that on the left when it comes to the law who aren't lawyers. And they just make this fucking hair on fire content like emotional vampires freaking out their followers for clicks and views when they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. And then they just get everybody amped up and everybody's freaking out. And it's just like, it's a Supreme Court decision about nationwide injunctions, okay? This court decision is not going to impact your life at all before Monday, okay? So let's just take a couple days and chill. It's the weekend. Let's take some time. Let's read the opinion. Let's everybody simmer down, turn the temperature down a little bit. And any creators who aren't lawyers, who come across your FYP, who are putting out hair on fire content about this ruling, just fucking block them. Your peace of mind is worth more than that. Have a great weekend.